Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. One more thing I wanted to add before we get started here is that I will pick up on the energies of the cards based on the surrounding cards. And the meanings will come through differently every time based on the other cards that are there in the reading. And I get asked this a lot, like how come the meaning of the card is changing? Because the surrounding cards are changing. And I will periodically explain to you why I say what I say, because of the energies of the cards that are there in the reading at that point in time. And I also give you references to the energies that I picked up on the prior cards, and that will affect the meaning of the cards that come after that. So I just wanted to put it out there so that you're mindful of which cards are paired up in the reading. Now, let's get to it. So the first card you have, Capricorn, is number 20. So the number 2 is coming through strong with this energy. Further, it says success. And below that, it says peppermint, menta, pepperita. And it has the glyph of air. There is also a glyph of Libra towards the right side, if you can see. And there is a big key. So keys are doorways, opening up doorways, opening up treasures, opening up, could be anything. Next level. The key is the tool to get to the next level, to uncover things, to discover things and things like that. And if you look at the picture of the peppermint, it's so crisp and so fresh that I could almost taste it. I love peppermints. I'm actually using one right now as a breath freshener as well. So that's what peppermints are all about, refreshing things, right? It's refreshing things. It's to feel energized. If you sip on peppermint teas, if you use peppermint in your candies, it's very refreshing. Also, you could be using a lot of peppermint in a different kind of products in your shampoo. There's a lot of menthol, I know. There's a lot of, you could be sipping on peppermint teas or candies. You could also be using peppermint for clearing the space. Like there is a lot of peppermint fresheners that are used nowadays for cleansing the space, cleansing the air. You could be using it for mopping the floor and things like that, because it energizes the space wherever you use this herb. It it just makes it feel fresher. It purifies the air and space. It's a refreshing energy. Peppermint is a very refreshing energy. And for you, Capricorn, you're the epitome of hard work, 10,000 energy. It's like climbing that mountain of work and then, waving your flag like you got there, you achieved it. That's the energy that I'm picking up on. It further says here, your dedication has paid off. This success is not just an endpoint. It's a refreshing new beginning that clears your mind and energizes your spirit for the next climb. Exactly, there is victory, there is accomplishment. You've come a long way. You've achieved so many goals, not just one. I feel you've been working on a lot of things and now you're feeling satisfied seeing the results of it. For some of you, if there was some kind of the dilemma or mental fog that you were battling, things were unclear, I feel that now you have the clarity on how to move, what to do and things like that. But at the same time, this is not about, and even though you've been working hard, you've worked, you might have been exhausted. This energy gives me the opposite. It gives me a very energized feel that you're not exhausted or drained by your efforts. You're instead feeling happy. You're feeling energized by it. I feel that at the same time, you're also, clearing things out, purifying your space. You could be purifying it. There's lots of ways to purify the space. First is decluttering as the prime. Then you could be also using sages and incense and essential oils and diffusers to just create an uplifting space. It further says here, your success is pure, refreshing and energizing. It clears the path for even greater heights. So you're ready to climb another mountain here, Capricorn. But before you do that, this energy is actually asking you to take a moment and take a breather. I mean, in the sense you already are refreshed, but I feel that savor it, savor whatever you have accomplished, enjoy this moment, and it doesn't have to be a big victory. It has every small step that we accomplish is a reason to celebrate. But I feel you have done a lot, you have accomplished a lot, and you will be ready to get going again. But while take some downtime and just enjoy this moment, declutter your mind, just breathe, do some yoga, exercise that clear your mind, and don't just have your eyes on the next world, the next promotion, the next project, and things like that. Just take a moment to yourself. I also feel that you have organized yourself in some way, like everything you've organized. I'm being very organized vibe with this energy. Like maybe you cleared your garage or your space or your calendar or your inbox. I'm also getting an inbox zero energy with this. Like, you've deleted all the mails and now you're feeling lighter. Or this is also an energy of paying off the debt. So some of you might be into your last leg of payments or, paid off a major installment or something like that. This is also like, getting to that epitome. Like maybe people are recognizing you for your efforts. Or maybe you have completed courses and now you're getting awarded like certificates and things like that. And you're putting it on your resume. And you're getting noticed for your efforts, for the efforts that you put in upskilling yourself. I'm also getting the energy of home renovation. So some of you might have completed your home renovation and now you're feeling more organized with the space that you are in. It's more refreshing to see a new outlook. Maybe you've painted, maybe you don't interiors, but something about a home renovation project is also coming through with this. Now, for those of you who want, an online resource to enjoy, media content in regards to this energy, you can watch the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. And I tell you, their main character, Chris Gardner, is the ultimate Capricorn figure in that movie. It's about so much discipline that that character brings. There is, so much discipline, so much effort, and relentless efforts, I would say. And then through all the hardships, finally Chris Gardner gets the success that he wants. So it's just like tasting that peppermint, after a long arduous and a bitter struggle, I would say. So feeling that taste of peppermint, like after having a bad taste in your mouth, is the kind of energy. Maybe you've had something that tastes really bad and spoiled the taste of your mouth, and now you're having peppermint. That could be for some of you. I hope not for anyone, but it could be for some of you. I'm also feeling that some of you are actually, on a vacation, just refreshing yourself, because you've been working too hard. You've got the promotion, you've got the rewards, maybe you got a little bonus, and you've saved up the money, and now you're out and about enjoying your hard work and the success that comes with it. So that could be for some of you. I was just reading. I will tell you about how this energy plays out globally, because it's very interesting to watch how these energies play out at a country level, even at the global scale. It's not just local to us. These energies are not just available to us. It's available to everybody around us and the world and the countries collectively as well. So I will tell you about how Japan launched their bullet train. They have been planning and engineering that for so long, and they've created something which is really long term as well. And it has changed the way travel is done locally and to regions and all of that. So I would say that it is the epitome of the this energy. So some of you might be into create something about transportation and achieving milestones in that area, maybe construction, railroad, trains, or even could be anything to do with travel. So you might be accomplishing big. Maybe you have a travel company or you're planning to open one, but this is an energy of travel as well over here. I feel that some of you might also be into land, because I do get an energy of creating, of getting the go ahead, the green signal. I'm getting an energy of a green signal. Maybe there was a project that was long, awaiting some formations or buying something, but now you're getting the green light to carry on with those projects. Maybe you were buying a property and there were a lot of, you were held back by a lot of things, but now there is forward movement in that. And it's giving you more relief to know that project is coming to completion. You will get the property, or you've paid it off, or the construction finally began, things got clear. It could be, anything related to your own personal property, or you could be in a company that's working in a construction area and you get the go ahead and the green light for it. And so I'm picking up an energy of that. Yeah. So I'm also picking up an energy of, feeling, maybe you've assembled something, maybe you were assembling something that was really complicated. Maybe it was furniture you were assembling, or maybe Legos you were assembling, or it could be a puzzle. Maybe you were working on a puzzle or something related to that. Maybe you're completing some word puzzles or something to do with Legos, or I would say like maybe you assembled some piece of furniture and you have completed that, and that's been going on for a long time. And now completion of that is giving you so much relief and peace. I'm also feeling that some of you are in starting the green, green, growing things green, or eating things green, or just working out more in the nature. You might be on a fitness challenge or something like that, out in the woods, or hiking or trekking or something like that. You might encounter peppermint plants over there, or just you're working with green spaces. Maybe you're growing a backyard into plants, or you're maybe into botanical studies, or working on that, or maybe you're just having some kind of a 30-day challenge, your health challenge that you're working out. Maybe you're running in the greens in the woods, or just walking in the parks or things like that. But there's a lot of green energy related to your health, which is making you more relaxed, which is making you more fitter than before, because of this green revolution that you have going on in your life. Maybe it's energy, green energy. Maybe you're having solar panels or something to do with green energy. Just like Iceland did. If you guys remember, there was a news about Iceland going 100% reusable energy for creating electricity for heating purposes and all of that. And that's a huge milestone. I would say that's the success peppermint energy for Iceland. So it's truly like this moment is truly earned by you for the efforts, and it's a beautiful, clean, crisp, pristine accomplishment. So congratulations on that, Capricorn. The next card you have, Capricorn, is Gemini. So this is third house energy, and you are the 10th house of the zodiac. So tapping into the air energy, see this, or further down it says duality, communication, curiosity, and mental agility. Your mind is your greatest asset. Be curious, gather information, and connect with others. Your ability to see both sides and adapt quickly is your superpower right now. Absolutely. So look at the picture. There is like two figures that are dancing away. I do feel that, this is about networking, meeting people, reading up, learning new things, networking, like I said, maybe professionally or personally even. Or you're able to, you're able to talk nicely, present yourself nicely, process information, exchange ideas in a very fruitful and rewarding way, I would say. For some of you, this is about, you might be into, we had the Libra life. Libra is also about justice. You might be into justice, whether you're an actual judge in a law a forum or making laws. Could be related to that, even with the Libra energy out there. But this is also about looking at things from a 360-degree perspective. It could be that you're a peacemaker. There's Libra energy that was playing out with that peppermint success card for you. And we forgot to talk about that Libra life. But I think you have a lot of air energy. You had Libra there, Gemini, these are air elements. Aquarius is also an air element, but this is about seeing unique perspectives, seeing 360 degrees in regards to a situation. Maybe you're having a plan, maybe you're having to chalk up a plan and you need to decide like which way to go, which tools to use, which vendors to use and things like that. And you're making a list of pros and cons and looking at things from a 360 degree or a higher view to make a better decision. So some of you could be that as well. Some of you could be into talking, like broadcasting, maybe news, maybe media, maybe social media, connecting with a lot of people, exchanging ideas. And I feel that you're into a learning mode. You could be learning something right now. Maybe you're learning a language or two. Maybe you're establishing businesses in foreign lands. Or maybe you're talking to people that is outside of your normal circle. Maybe you're increasing your social network in some way. The thing here, Capricorn, is to use the Gemini energy, which means like the energy of connecting and all of that, and then use that information as well. It's not just about just talking to people. I feel this energy is encouraging you that if you are in a circle of like-minded people, if you're learning something, then apply that as well to your plans, to your work. And I feel that you will be able to. Some of you might be out there attending some kind of conferences or talking on stage or giving some kind of updates regarding some new tools or business models and things like that. But the only flip side of this energy is don't change your plans too fast. Like, one thing you say and tomorrow you come up with a completely different plan. Don't switch up that fast. But I do feel that Capricorn, you're the earth element, and either you have these placements heavily in your chart or you're actually learning the art of presenting. And, this could also be like collecting data and, transferring it to the right teams for analysis. You could be into that as well, because Gemini is also about data gathering. So you could be gathering some data and transferring it to a team that processes it and, tells you like, oh, this product is good, this product is not. So something like that, you could be into that as well. But I'm also getting a lot of you that are taking to media, maybe you're mass media, maybe you're into those colleges or you're reading up something about it and things, or you're promoting, maybe you're marketing, you're into marketing campaigns and you have to gather data and create something by talking to people about how they like the product and things like that. So you could be into that as well. Now, for some of you, you could be into social media. You could be starting into social media, something. I'm getting like an energy of, or creating something related to social media. I'm getting a very Mark Zuckerberg energy out here. For those of you interested in how he came up with Facebook, you can watch a documentary on him. It's called The Social Network, and it was really amazing. So you'll get to know how, the hustle then where, and some of you could be into their hustle. So you might be able to pick up a point or two with that movie if you see The Social Network. Yeah, but I'm also seeing a lot of talking. You are connecting with a lot of people. You're talking to a lot of people. Maybe you're, I'm seeing somebody who's traveling and they're talking to strangers a lot. I don't know if you're talking to strangers. Maybe you're on a cab and you're talking to people out there who are carpooling with you, or maybe you're on a plane. You're talking to people who are sitting beside you. I'm getting like a talking to a lot of strangers kind of energy, but doesn't have to be. Now, if you look at the picture, there are two people, and it looks to me like they're dancing away. So some of you could actually be, maybe you're learning dances or you're learning some kind of a craft in that area. It looks to me like dancing figures in the picture. Or this could be even astronomy, these are constellations, of course. So some of you could be into constellations reading or stargazing, learning up something about astronomy as well. Yeah, it's really funny. I was seeing a video of a squirrel a few days back. I was seeing a picture of a video of a squirrel, and that squirrel was just going back and forth between two nuts. And there's two nuts that squirrel was trying to bury to save up. And she's like, taking one nut, digging up like a little bit, and then going back to the other nut. I don't know. She was like, oh, nobody should take that other nut away from me. So it felt like a very kind of a Gemini moment, So some of you might be into that, hopping from one thing to another. Capricorn. I'm also seeing some of you use a lot of 3D in the sense that, like how we have those virtual tours. So some of you could be into virtual tours as well as all what I'm picking up from this image. I don't know, just got a flash of 3 virtual tours. So some of you could be into that as well. Or you might be into a space that's expanding, that's creating something around 3D. Maybe you're creating 3D images, 3D technology, 3D something. It could be that or maybe 3D images, on the fashion, on the shirts, there's a lot of 3D stickers or fashion or something like that. You could be into that as well, It's called dopamine dressing. So some of you could be into that as well, It's like where you are getting playful with your clothes or with the wardrobe or with the fashion sense. You're not like just one thing, It's not just that you don't want to be stereotyped, like, that you dress in a certain way. So maybe you're playing around with something about 3D on shirts or media bags. You're doing some 3D stickers or designs or something like that. And you're a little playful with your fashion, or with your clothes and how you want to dress up. Maybe you're shifting up your wardrobe in some way. But I also see a lot of you participating outside, and maybe you were more outdoorsy, like we picked up on the success card, like I picked up on you going outside in the greens, running, fitness challenge. Some of you could actually be outdoorsy more, playing some sports even is also what I'm picking up. I'm just picking up like, soccer kind of a vibe with this picture out here. So some of you might be into soccer or even something to do with dodgeball balls and basketballs and something related to that, something related to these outdoorsy sports as well. There's a lot of green in the picture out here as well. So it just reminds me of being out there, out and about. Maybe you're playing football, soccer on the fields, on green pastures. Maybe you're participating in events that are on green pastures, even maybe something on a grass field, or maybe you're into horse riding or something like that, but in the green pastures. For some of you, I'm also getting an energy of actually climbing the mountain. You could be hiking, you could be reading some maps over there, or you could be learning something about hiking and things like that. More curiosity into whatever you are doing while you're at your work. So below down here, I'm just gonna read this, what's written. It says, the information and connections you gather now will be the tools that help you build your empire smarter and faster. Let your mind dance and watch how it strengthens your foundation. So great energy here, Capricorn. The next card you have, Capricorn, is a Three of Staves. Three of Staves, I would say. So Three of Staves is like the Three of Wands. Now, Three of Wands in the typical Rider-Waite tarot is just one person waiting for the ships to come in. But here there are 3 people that are already at work. They have the Ankh, which is like, guidance from the universe. There's also the Scepters. They have, for authority in order for people, authority in their own lives to be that visionary. They're looking about this at the sky. The lady is looking at the sky. She looks like a leader, a visionary, trying to visualize something, trying to have a plan and things like that. And then behind that, there is a ship which is very close to the port, or it's already docked or is docking down. The person on the left side is wearing a little Egyptian pharaoh kind of a look. So some of you might be related to the Egyptian country or that continent or the neighboring states and cities and things like that. Further, it says, this is not a time to rest, but to plan your next, more glorious conquest with the confidence of a proven leader. The ships of opportunity are on the horizon. You have built the port to receive them, welcome them in. So exactly, you've created this port, Capricorn. You have maybe you've built a business, or, I'm getting an image of building a fort, even on the hill. Um, a very kingdom kind of a vibe. Looking at the picture, very kingdom-like. Maybe you're working somewhere in the woods, in the mountains. Maybe you're doing something with ship, an import kind of a business, something to do with the seas where your ships are coming in with containers. It could be that, but this could be also just moving to the next level, planning for the next world, your next step, phase 2, phase 3, next bigger, maybe next bigger venture, because you're already seeing that your current efforts are paying off. Maybe you've established a business, it's consistently paying, and now you want to invest that money into the next phase. So something like that. Um, maybe this is like, maybe it's an independent business is also what I'm getting. Maybe it's a side hustle that has picked up and you're getting money, or if this is done a side hustle, because not everybody's on a side hustle, maybe this is at work, your corporate or any office, maybe you're leading projects, maybe you have a vision to get further, and your initial investment paid off. Maybe this is in your portfolio, your initial investment paid off. Now you're ready to invest that amount. I'm thinking about where to invest it. I'm also picking up an energy of you building something, I mean, maybe like on a bigger scale, maybe it's like a big residential community you built in, or you're moving in, or maybe there is a commercial something that you built, or something got built around your house. I'm also picking like a very big project, a land project, something like a mall, something like a big commercial complex. It's started to build, or it's finished building around you, or maybe a part of that. I'm also getting construction vibes, which I already got before with your sector, with your peppermint color. I'm getting a lot of construction, architectural vibes. So you might be actually into construction of big ticket items, something like really, something like airplane, something like roadway, something like, I would say, even I would say like, man-made lakes or commercial complexes. There's a lot of building energy, a lot of foundational, strong foundation, and then completing the next phase. Maybe your next phase of maybe, yeah, it's a next phase, next big phase. Some of you could be the next phase of the space project, because we have the Gemini energy full of stars and cosmic energy. So I'm also picking up on that. So some of you could be working in some companies that are working on space side, space research and stars, and something to do next level with that. Something like, I'm not saying everybody's working for SpaceX, but it's something like that where, you're exploring the moon and Mars, or something like that. I'm also picking up an energy of a small shop go viral. Like, we had a shop, we still have it. That shop actually was, it's a local bakery that we have. And they were just, they got famous for one type of cookie that they made. And, that cookie got viral, like such huge popular success they had that they, not only were they, trying to make more cookies, of course they were expanding, but they also launched a club. It's called the Cookie of the Month Club, and they have like loyalty programs, and they ship those cookies away. They created a next level business out of it. And that was amazing, so something like that could be happening to you as well. A spawn shop that went viral, and now you're getting multiple orders of a product that you sell, so scaling up big time. Or you could be investing into real estate. Like I said, I'm picking up heavy real estate. Maybe you're buying real estate in foreign lands, a lot of international vibes also. Maybe you're investing into yachts and things like that. But yeah, this is growth energy. Maybe you're, buying out companies, merging companies, earning profits. Lot of opportunities to make more money, to diversify, even diversification. Some of you could be diversifying, like launched one big product, and then you launch some other product, something like Apple. I would say they started the Apple phone. And then they came to Apple TV. Then they went to Apple Music. Then they went to the whole Apple store, and so many products out there. So something like that you could be working on as well. See, the only caution that I'm picking up with this energy for you, Capricorn, is to stretch yourself thin. So if you're making profit, make sure that you're investing organically. Like, for example, if you've made some money, it's like you want to buy like 3 houses at the same time. And then you get stretched thin with your resources. Don't do that, do it one thing at a time. Buy one, pay it off, then you buy another one, pay that off, so that you have the peace of mind and you enjoy whatever you're accumulating, collecting, building from the creating. So enjoy that growth. Don't make it stressful. Be very strategic. That's why the Gemini energy is over here. Have a plan and don't burn yourself out. Don't neglect yourself and other things. Manage this expansion in a more organic way. Have a plan A, plan B. Yes, it should be done in an organized, meticulous way, but don't burn yourself out and don't make investments that will make you unstable. That's another negative spectrum of the Gemini energy, that your mind is too overactive. You invest in so many places and then you're scared because you're stretched thin. So don't do that. Now, I'm also picking up on a lot of sci-fi vibes. So you might be watching a lot of sci-fi movies, Martian movies, or actually you might be watching The Martian, which is also a movie. Main character is Mark Watney. You might be watching that as well, and that's an interesting thing because how it comes about, because it totally is related to this energy. How Mark Watney does, how he expands, how he communicates with NASA, and that movie is very interesting, very space vibes, very scaling vibes. So some of you could be into machines scaling up. I'm also getting a lot of franchise energy. Some of you might be expanding through franchise. Like, you have a company and you give that, or maybe a restaurant and you're like, somebody buys a franchise, like they really like your products, they like the food items, and they buy your franchisee and then they open it in another part of the world. So you have to travel a lot to manage that franchisee across the countries or cities or states. I see a lot of travel also related to business and growth or network in some way. Okay, so good energy here, Capricorn. And the last card for today you have, Capricorn, is the divine light. And it further says, I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. Sorry about that noise. So let me say that again. I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and wealth. My intuition, guys, we rediscover a better side of myself. Absolutely. That's what divine light does to all of us. It says here, you have mastered the art of building with stone and mortar. Now let the universe show you how to build with light and purpose. Allow this illumination to reveal the sacred architecture within your ambitions. When your earthly plans are aligned with the heavenly blueprint, you create a legacy that is not only strong, but also eternally luminous. Trust this light. It is the most practical tool you will ever be given. So there is a green light from the cosmos that's also directing you, that's protecting you. Those aha moments, synchronicities that you feel that we by chance, those by chance meetings, by chance things, that's aren't by chance. That's this divine light connecting with you, solving your problems, giving you ideas. When sometimes we are in a shower and we get those aha moments. So it's something like that. Maybe you've been looking for solutions to problems, suddenly you come. Maybe you're reading something and the answer comes through that. Maybe you're reading a book, maybe it comes through that. Maybe you're watching a show, that answer comes through that. It could be anything. I feel this is more about creating with purpose, Capricorn. It's like investing into things that truly matter to us. I've seen this globally happen. I've seen countries invest in their nation in so many ways. They have subsidies for so many things, and they are investing in power, it's there, and well-being, and they have open gyms where people can exercise because they're realizing that the strength and the thing that truly matters to a country is the people of the country, right? It's the people. So a lot of companies are taking to ethical practices, sustainable practices, eco practices, in such a beautifully, they're ditching everything that they knew from before and they're taking a new path. They're charting out a new path for themselves. because they're being guided by this divine light. It's something like that. Maybe going green. You're adopting to green practices, adopting to energy which is more efficient. You know why? Because we care for the planet, we care for land. You know how to deal with waste. Things like that will come to the forefront. Something that is more feasible, that is more sustainable, that is more healthier ways of doing things. Maybe you're getting inspired by people elsewhere, creating something which is more strong, which is more divine, which has a higher purpose. Even in your work, you're doing it in a way which is having a higher purpose. So it's now, if Father says you are not walking your path alone, a divine light is shining on your next step. All you have to do is see it and trust it. Exactly. Trust your gut feeling. Trust the ideas that you're getting. Don't ignore those aha moments. Um, because sometimes you feel that, it's not gonna be feasible. It's nothing, but it actually is something. So, whenever you get an idea, especially when the idea behind this is to take that moment, take that 5-minute break, recharge your mind, clear your mind, and think straight. It's like, sometimes when we try and meditate, I feel that meditation is going to give you all the downloads, the answers, the ideas, the inspiration, everything you won't get when you're in this, Zen space is what I'm picking up on. It's like when you're meditating, you'll get an idea, but then you're like, oh, I feel that this could be it, but then I don't have the data to back this up. So you get all caught up in all the presentation, like, oh, it doesn't make sense on paper, but I'm still feeling it that it might be good. Sometimes our gut feeling can speak to give us ideas that are beyond logic. So don't brush it off. Think about it. See if you can gather some data around that, see if you can convince people, see if you can get some funds and things like that. I'm also picking up on community gardens, community places. Maybe you're growing produce and distributing it to people around. Or maybe you're having like a community garden where, elders can come, you walk, jog, have that fresh air and just feel connected to, the people that are in that space. Or maybe you're incorporating more of mindfulness and meditation practices in your daily routine, something like that. So, because the legacy that we leave for the next generation is not just the wealth that we have accrued; it's the values. It's the values. It's the lessons that we have learned that we want to pass it on, so that they don't make the same mistakes. It's the experiences we want to share, so that they are mindful of the repercussions and things that can happen. So it's like, you might be during your time a lot because you want to make a positive impact on the community, or you might be doing something for your family, or other than the money, you want to create some kind of legacy that you want to pass down. Maybe it's a ritual. Maybe it's that, it could be anything. Maybe it's the love of gardening. It's a love of growing fruits, which is not truly accumulating wealth, but it's creating a more green environment. You have less AQI, you have less polluted environment, and you're growing your own produce, which is less pressure on the farmers and things like that. Maybe that's the kind of legacy you want to part to the next generation. You want to give to the next generation. You know, there's a movie that truly inspired me. It's called The Soul. There is a main character in that called Joe Gardner. If you would see that movie, you'd be blown away by, how this jazz musician is so accomplished, has so much, and has achieved so much. But then one day he gets his aha moment. That's the divine light, according to me, where he realizes that, his purpose of this life is not just, achieving one thing after the other, but it's the joy of living. Just living, being there, eating, exercising, talking to people, having some friends and, having some work to do. It's not just achieving one thing after the other, but it's like enjoying the other things, the other joys that life has to offer. So, such profound realizations can be hitting you as well. Like you might be just, like, I'm going to go this stressful job. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to take it more easy. I'm going to go live in nature. And, some things like this might be triggered as well for you. Some of you might be into well-being, fitness. I do get a lot of well-being and fitness energy with you, Capricorn. So you might be into that. You might be training, coaching, yoga coaches or exercise coaches or something like that. I do see a lot of yellow color being used. So you might be into yellow clothes, yellow wall paints, yellow things, flowers, and the like. So something to do with yellow color, as by yellow and blue also. So in general, consciousness, high consciousness, be investing time, money, energy into things that really matter, even buying things that really matter. It's called a conscious consumer, where we're conscious of what we're buying. Where are things coming from? Are there ethical practices? Is it cruelty free and things like that? That kind of energy is coming through in a lot of readings these days. And I do feel that, if you are into meditation, all these exercises and well-being, I do feel you're in a very calm, cool, collected energy, very peaceful, It's like you have that sense of peace, like you're doing the right things. You know where to go. You have clarity. What's your life purpose? When we have those things figured out, when we're not chasing the trends, when we're not chasing the things that don't matter to us anymore, we feel that inherent sense of peace. And I do see you in that calm, cool, relaxed state, even though you have the Three of Staves energy where you're expanding, that I feel that inner calm and peace. You're doing it from a place of not just recklessly chasing your goals one after the other, but investing your time, energy mindfully. So we can't be sitting idle. So mindful growth is something that comes to mind with your energy. So great energy out here. Those were your messages, Capricorn. Hope you enjoyed your messages. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.